Oh my goodness. Hey there, I'm Takarei. We finally got things straightened out around here. Hopefully no more incursions, but what I'm here to talk about, depending on what name is up above, 1996, there was Transformers Beast Wars, and instead of it being cars and jets, it was animals, T-Rex versus Monkey. And there was a toy line back then, bunch of great toys, and recently, Hasbro has not only seen fit to not only re-release some of the old 1996 stuff, but they're making new modernized versions of these same figures and same characters. And depending on what name is up above, I'll be talking about that in these videos. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off with a classic, a really good one. Here we have Beast Wars Cheetor. Really good figure. But not only did they do Cheetor, but back then they did Tiggertron. These are the exact same figure. One is yellow, one is white. Why the difference? Well, first they wanted Tiggertron to be like a yellow tiger, but then they were like, hey, wait a minute. We can't have a yellow tiger and a yellow cheetah on the shelf at the same time. Well, we'll make him white. We'll make him a snow tiger. And oh, hey, because he's a snow tiger, we don't have to have him in the show as much. He just gets to hang off in the northern waste being a scout, and we'll bring him in every once in a while. So it made it really easy for the animators, actually. It's really funny. Back in 2007, they had already done, they did a remake of Cheetor called Universe Cheetor, and this thing is considered such a hot mess that I don't even own it. This is what it looks like. And the newer one is nice, but let's go ahead and get into the newer one. This is not Cheetor. This is Shadowcat, I think, or Night Stalker. I didn't want to buy the newer one because I don't like the newer design. What don't I like about it? Well, mainly it got rid of features on the old one. And then, because in the show, Tiggertron was bigger, they made a bigger scale version, and as far as I'm concerned, you fucked it up, Hasbro. You effed it all up. Let me get this turned around. So I figure I'd start off with a group shot of them all together. Here we have the 1996 Cheetor with Night Prowler, Shadow Panther, and Tiggertron. Night Prowler and Shadow Panther are both repaints of the Kingdom Wars Cheetor mold. So, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the old original one. And for a cat creature, yes, he is chunky, he is bulky, he doesn't have a whole lot of, sleek cheetah-like lines, okay? I'll admit that. But he's 1996, Transformer technology hadn't come along way back then. For what he is, he's a really nice representation of a cat cheetah creature. He's got these nicely molded eyes going on here. They're nicely painted with the little dots in there. There's a little bit of a tiny gap between the iris and there's like a little hole through there, and that gives it a really interesting look to it. The body is there's not a whole lot of robot kibble showing. There's a little bit back here on the back of the legs. Otherwise, yeah, it's a posable cat toy. He's got legs posable in the back like that. Yeah, there is a big old giant cannon here, and that's part of his accessory package. And back here, his tail is also part of the accessories. Let's go ahead and bring in the size comparisons. Here he is next to Big Bot, the 1996 Optimus Primal. Here he is next to Birdbot, the 1996 Air Razor. Can I get you to stand and I take my hand off? That works. Gonna have a vehicle mode comparison here with barricade. And here he is with a 6-inch tall Marvel Legends action figure and the soda can. So for a 1996 toy that was $10 back in the day and is now going for like $25, it's a good size figure. Let's go ahead and get into transformation. Now, parts forming does not count when it is accessories, when it is weapons. So we're going to go and take those off. We're going to fold down the legs. And yeah, it is really, you know, stand up on hind legs and then convert the torso into a robot, because now we're going to slide these down. We're going to turn around at the waist, and then we can open up the chest. Not the chest, open up the back, which becomes the chest of the robot mode. And then turn that around. There's this hinge bit here. So when he's in beast mode, this hinge extends upwards like that. But then when you convert him to robot mode, you're going to fold that back like that. And twist that down. Oh, and we're going to want to turn the legs around here. You want the techno bits facing forward. Okay, so now that we've got him in robot mode, you can see that he reveals a lot of new detail and he changes shape a lot. The arms are now exposed with nice little bits of blue paint on there. You can see that the forelegs of the cheetah just fold back very nicely onto his back. It's a very clean backpack. And let's go on and talk about his weapons real quick. He's got the gut gun, and I'm not going to fill it with water, but it can supposedly squirt water. I'm not going to do that though. And we can peg that in his hand there. And then here, he's got his butt gun. Tail folds back, and he's got a big old blaster with a wrist shield basically going on there. You can arm him up really nicely. I like the way the spikes are on his front there. That's really cool. The paint job is really nice and shiny. Although this is that's molded plastic to be silver. That's painted on there. And one nice thing about this mold is that I have an alarm going off in the background. One moment. Is that you can actually store the weapons on the back in robot mode. Now, you can only store one at a time. You can't take the gut gun and wedge it on here because the butt gun gets in the way. So we're going to pull that off for a moment and demonstrate that. Come on. Get on there. Don't make me a liar. There we go. See? The store. And again, it doesn't get in the way. There's no huge amount of kibble from storing the weapons, which is really nice. I'm going to store the butt gun back on there. And another cool feature is back when 1996 was first coming, the 1996 figures were coming out, they had what was called the mutant head gimmick. And on Optimus Primal, it's a flip-over mask. And on Megatron, it splits apart. But on here, on Cheetor, let's move his cheetah head down out of the way for a moment. You got his regular face sculpt there. Very cool looking. This is what they went through with the show. You turn it over, and he's got this nasty-looking bug visage thing that floats on these handlebars. Really creepy looking. No, they did not continue that on in the modern day version. I really wish they had. So articulation wise, he's got the up and down looking basically. He can look up and down kind of. He's got a nice full 360 swivel. You can even have that as another version of the head there. He's got a 360 swivel on the head. Now this is a transformation joint, but if you want to, you can use that as a posing joint. It's got a nice hard little locking point in there. It's got ball jointed shoulders. It's got a swivel at just below the shoulder. It's got the weird, ugly floating elbow, but it does have a 180-degree motion on the elbow. He's got waist articulation, which is always nice. He's got ball jointed hips. He's got an at the knee swivel, and he's got a 90-degree bend at the knee, and if need be, you could use that to help him pose too. You can fold in his toe joint. Get this guy into a bunch of really good poses for a now 20+ year figure. His articulation holds up really, really well. Let me straighten him out here a moment and get in my comparisons. Here he is next to Big Bot. Here he is next to Birdbot. Oh no, what happened there? Oh, here we go. I don't know where her head went to. It was over there on the floor. Oh, come on. Yeah, I like how Optimus Prime was out of the camera range. Here he is next to the barricade mold. And you don't want to stand up either, do you? There we go. Where's my soda can? I've said it already. He holds up incredibly well. I'm going to hold off on doing bot mode comparisons for the Cheetor figure until I have them all talked about. So we're going to catch back up on that in a minute. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Night Prowler and Shadow Panther. Again, these are both the same figure, so I'll really just be focusing on the easier to see Night Prowler. Other than it being a grayer paint job, it's got the same spots as Cheetor, which is pretty cool. He's a lot sleeker as a cat creature. He can definitely get across speed. I will give that. It's very nice. Articulation wise, he's got better articulation. He's got this swivel with the ball joint up in there. He's got an elbow at the he's got a ball jointed ankle, and in the back his legs are actually very similar to the old 1996 version. But what gets me real quick is, you see this split down here? That's for transformation. On the 96 one, the split was down the back, which gave them room on the belly to store the gut gun. There's no gut gun. And when you come back here to the tail, the thing that annoyed Transformer fans back then was that whenever they had a creature with a tail, instead of just folding the tail up, or maybe turning it into a rifle like on Cheetor, no, it's turn it into a sword, club, axe, something or other. Yeah. Let's, we talked about how he looks like an actual speedy cheetah. Let's go ahead and transfer. Oh, no, wait, I need to do comparison shots. I'm sorry. Comparison shots with the monkey, with the burb, I can do these ones at the same time. Here he is next to the vehicle, and here he is next to the bot mode. We got the soda can, and we got the film noir Spider-Man. So for their size, they're good size figures. They're decent size figures. So now I can go ahead and get a transformation. I'll go ahead and start by pulling down the legs, and just like on the other one, the The other one don't. No, actually, the other one doesn't do that. The other one just straight up stands the legs up. So that is a nice difference in the transformation. We're gonna take the cheetah legs and straighten them out like this, and then this is the screen accurate transformation. If you go and watch the show, this is how Cheetor and Tiggertron would transform. Their chest would split open, revealing the arms. The head for the cheetah, for the cat, would fold down like so. And there's a peg right there. There's a little peg here that's going to go up into the hole right there in the roof of the cat's mouth. We're going to go and turn the head around. This is the same head sculpt as on the Kingdom Wars Cheetor. Straighten the arms out. And we can come back here to the legs and just fiddle with them till they look good. And you can either stick the tail in like that, or you can hold it around like this. And since we're in Spooktober, I figured we go ahead and show off this weird bug alien mode I got figured out for Shadow Panther. You kind of just split the chest open, bring the arms down, and just splay it out like a weird bug cat creature freak of nature. Yeah. Now, I think I'm going to wait until after we get Tiggertron transformed into robot mode before we compare size comparisons with robot modes. So for right now, let me just go ahead and talk about how he looks in his robot mode. Again, on a Cheetor, it would have been this kind of yellow all over. But in robot mode, he looks like a very good robot cat man. Yeah, close that up there better. He's got nice slender proportions. You know, it's power with speed. He's got a really good head sculpt. It's got a really good mean scowl going on there. Really, there's not a whole lot of... There's the obvious stuff that's been revealed. The shoulders, the abdomen down here. And a very clean backpack. Articulation-wise, he's on a ball-jointed neck, so he can look upwards. And he can't really look down, but he can look upwards, which is good. He's got all that kind of articulation. He's got swivel and all that. Again, like on the old one, there is that transformation joint. But then, he's got a swivel there behind the shoulder. He's got a swivel in the shoulder. And then he's got an under the arm swivel. So it's like a 6-axis universal joint going on here. He's got the same... Well, he's got not as ugly floating elbows, but still kind of floating elbows. And that gives him about a 90-degree plus. He's got a nice wrist swivel going on. Full 360. Got a waist swivel. Doesn't have the ball jointed hips anymore. He's got universal jointed hips. He's got an above the knee swivel, thigh swivel. He's got he can actually bend his legs backwards if he really wants to because of how the transformation, because of how his beast mode is. And then down here he's got a forward and backward ankle tilt, and then an inward ankle tilt. And side by side with Shadow Panther, you can really see how they're able to get drastically different characters out of a very similar mold just by changing the head and changing the colors. So let's go ahead and get into Tiggertron next. Now Tiggertron is simultaneously where I really enjoy him, but I'm really disappointed in him at the same time because they give us the gut gun, but now it's this weird, ugly tumor hanging off like a car part. Only cars should mount weaponry like this. So let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. It looks good. It looks nice, except for this piece right here has yellowed. I've only had this figure for about 4 months. Yellowing in plastic should not happen until at least 10 years plus into a figure. I like the way that's all molded around there with a weird gut. And yes, the yellowing is on other spots. And no, I'm not the only one with the yellowing issue. There are other people with yellowing issues. And what is with this? They do the same thing where they give you a tail that has no use. And here's the thing. You see this? Where's the butt gun? Where's the gut gun? Where's the butt gun? Where is the gut gun? It's a strong, powerful cat. If it weren't for the yellowing plastic, and if I didn't know about the old 1996 version, it's a strong, powerful cat. I do like it for what it is. It's got the similar shoulder and arm design to the smaller deluxe ones, but instead of just having a ball joint, it also has a swivel at the ankle, and yeah, that's yellowing plastic also. It's got similar structure to the legs. It does a different thing with the back legs and the transformation, and we'll get into that in a moment. But before we do that, let's... Yeah, I know I just talked shit about you, but can you please stand? Okay. Let's go ahead and get in the current monkey. We got the current bird. Now, it's actually kind of funny is that in the show, Air Razor and Tiggertron become a couple. Here he is next to that one, and then here is the vehicle. And we can do the soda can and the film noir Spider-Man. For, if you want a lion, a posable lion, to interact with your 6-inch figures, I would definitely get the Tiggertron, because that is an intimidating scale right there. That is very accurately scared. And yes, we're going to put you over there so you don't get eaten. Yeah, I know. You're scared. You should be scared. Let's get into the transformation. Again, it's very similar to the other ones. You're going to straighten out the legs. Oh, the legs do something different, though. So you're going to pull that out for the foot. And this plate here is going to get pushed in like that. You can see it on the back here. Let's go ahead and see it from the back side now. Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's see, look at that. We're going to flip out these heel spurs here. Now these little peg holes come in really handy if you want to weaponize them out. What is a weaponizer? A weaponizer is another kind of transformer that breaks down into a pile of weapons. I'll talk about those some other time. Now, again, screen accurate transformation. The torso splits open very nicely. Then we've got the arms we've got to pull out. The arms are on have these really nice double jointed elbows. Ooh, I like that. Let's see here. The head transforms a little bit differently than the deluxe ones. The lion mouth does open up, but we're not going to use that. We're going to pull the lion head forward like that to get in here and pull up Tiggertron's head. This is a really nice head sculpt. Peg that down there. Then come down here and close these panels around. Straighten the arms forward. And now he's got straighten them all out now. Now, in the back, we're going to take his legs and fold them down. Again, just like the other ones, very clean backpack, not a whole lot of kibble hanging off. Again, butt flap. There's zero use for the butt flap. This should have been this. Should have been this. Where's the butt gun? Where's the gut gun? Well, Here's his gut gun. Now, what's funny is that there's no storage anywhere for the weapons. You can plug the tail into the back. Yeah, and I guess you could mount the gun like that, Megatron style. Actually does kind of look cool. This tail does do the, you can hold it at either end, but again, it should have been a rifle. Now, before we do the size comparisons, let's go ahead and talk about his articulation. It's similar to all the other versions of this character. It's similar to the other versions. He's got that transformation joint in there. He's got this 6-way universal joint at the elbow. Instead of the weird floating elbow, though, he's got this really nice double jointed elbow. He's got the wrist swivel. Yeah, all this plastic is yellowing. He's got a nice universal jointed hip. Got an above the knee swivel, and he's got a really good knee bend. Got inward ankle rockers, forward and backward ankle rockers, and his heel spur is posable. So they got a lot of good posability in them. There is definite improvements over the 96 mold, except for the engineered out the gut gun and the butt gun, and that's really disappointing. So let's bring in Shadow Panther. Let's put you back there if we can. And we'll bring in Night Prowler. And then we'll do the comparison to the other guys. Here he is next to the big bot. Now it's cool. So I know there's a bit of a space in the back there. But even if Optimus Primal and Cheetor, and not Cheetor, Tiggertron are standing at the same height, Tiggertron is noticeably taller, and that is accurate to the show, which is really funny. You can bring in Air Razor here. Those guys out of the way. Bring in the comparison to other robots. And here's the soda can. And our 6-inch tall Marvel Legends figure. See, he's terrified. He's absolutely terrified of Tiggertron. She doesn't need to be here. Bring him in here like this. And then you there. And then you there. So I like the modern day figures for what they are, but where's the gut gun? Where's the butt gun? They had really good weapons integration, weapon storage on this one. Do you want a fun toy with cool guns, or do you want screen accuracy? These guys are all about screen accuracy. He's about being a fun toy. I mean, I can't hate on them that much because I did buy them. I do intend to keep them. So, this has been Takarei with a review comparison of the 1996 Cheetor to the 2020 Cheetor and Tiggertron. And which one should you buy? Buy them all. They're all good figures. Again, do you want a fun toy with cool weapons? Get the 96 version. Do you want a screen accurate action figure? Get the newer stuff. Thanks for watching.